No.
Yeah.
When does it stop?
So, the worst is over.
When does it stop, though? When does this one stop?
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is your first time here, welcome to my beauty entertainment channel. Absolutely. So if you would like to follow me on social media, here's my Twitter and my Instagram. Go have fun, enjoy yourself on there. And while you're here, you can check out some of my recent videos. For this, I uploaded a video talking about Beyonce's Renaissance, so that's super fun. You should go watch that. And I don't know what I posted before that. So I think The Wilds. I think The Wild is actually before that. And so today we're talking about another television show. It's been a very, very long time coming. I apologize for the wait. You can blame school for it, but also the fact that Degrassi gives me like extreme emotional distress. I love the show. I love the show, but it's like emotional warfare to watch. So I have to take my time with it. So anyway, today we're here to discuss Degrassi season 11. I'm very excited because I have too many thoughts. Like genuinely too many thoughts. And when I was organizing this video, I was like, maybe you talk too much. But that's what we're talking about. Only one season because the seasons now have like 40 gajillion episodes. So this video is probably going to be long and I don't want it to be too long. So we're only going to do one season at a time. My makeup desk is not organized the way I want it to be. So I'm going to be reaching around a lot. So anyways, we're going to discuss all the characters. We have some new people to talk about, which is fascinating. It was jarring for me. They just showed up one day and I was like, where did Holly J go? Anyways, we're starting off with class of 2011, which is crazy. I was in 7th grade. So first up, we have Riley. No thoughts. I'm just glad he's happy. I'm just glad he's happy. His mom is an asshole. Like, it's not just that his mom is like homophobic, like she's an asshole for that, but it's also that his mom, like at any time he spoke about him being gay, his mom was like, I don't see it. It wasn't even that she spewed like hatred, she just literally like pretended it didn't exist. And I'm like, the gaslighting? Like, are you? Anyways, he's happy now, I'm happy, he's happy now. And then Zayn, I'm so happy they're back together. It was literally killing me inside because I was like, no, Riley, you need to stand up to your parents so that we can heal and you guys can be together. And they're going to college together now. Gonna play football, gonna take over the school. Good for them. Good for them. I'm so happy I'm happy they got a happy ending despite almost not. So love them. Next up we have Sav. I kind of love Sav now. Like, he was really funny this last season. Like he grew a lot. He developed a lot. It's crazy that he dated both Holly J and Anya. And when they said that in this season, I started laughing because I'm like, that's wild. Like Sav dated both of them. That's literally wild. Anyways, I like Sav, thought he was funny. His plotline this season, being in love with his teacher, was wild yet hilarious. Yet I know if I had watched this in 7th grade when it was airing, I would have loved it. But now that I'm an adult, I was like, Miss O, what's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? What is the matter with you? They were stealing kisses in the dark school at night. Like, Mr. Simpson don't be walking around whenever the fuck he wants. And like, he's not already stressed to high heavens because the school is, if he wasn't bald, he would be bald within being a principal of 1 year of a school. It is so shocking how Mr. Simpson hasn't had a heart arrhythmia. How he hasn't been sent to the hospital, because it's every episode someone sent to his office for some more fucking bullshit. That's crazy. Anyways, and she's still teaching there. That's so funny. And I'm hoping she doesn't do that again. But if the show was like realistic, like if it was real life, she would. Because yeah, okay, we understand that. But I like Sav. I think he's actually really funny. And I liked him in this last season. Next up, we have Anya. I do like Anya. This season for her was a bit much for me. Coke and the army in like a matter of 12 episodes, not even 12 episodes, I think like 6. That was a lot for me. And then people go, why is it taking you so long to watch Degrassi? What? Coke and the army within 6 episodes. First with the Coke. You know what? I'm not even gonna do too much on her because she was having a lot of trouble. She was being groomed by a doctor. She was being groomed by a doctor who was too damn old. Her mother was really sick. Like Holly J got sick. It was a bit of a mess. So her like college situation was just giving disaster a little bit. Just a little bit. So she, you know, wanted to find a reason to be alive, and she decided to settle on cocaine. And she decided to keep that cocaine in a necklace that she wore around all the time. That she actually never took off except to leave in her bathroom so her mother would find the coke in the necklace her mother gave her. That's not my problem, because, you know, she was going through a lot, and she, you know, listen. My problem actually was Owen. My problem was Owen because you got some nerve judging. He's got a lot of nerve judging, and because you know why? He was not judging because he was concerned. He was not like concerned about the fact that she was like doing cocaine, or the fact that she might be laced, or the fact that she might get addicted to it. He was not concerned about that. He was concerned because Anya wasn't a sweet church choir girl anymore. And that's weird to me. That is so weird to me, because he essentially said to her at that club, like, you're not as innocent as I thought. Do you want to date a 12-year-old? I don't. Like, the coke's not great, but like that, your reasoning is because she's not as innocent as she once was. The fact that she even dated him is a whole separate issue. And in the episode where she like kisses him, she was like, my friends told me only someone desperate and has low self-esteem would date Owen. And I was like, they clocked your ass so fucking bad. They clocked her so fucking bad. And then the army? That was random. That was really random. She went to go take, like, this is my thing. She wants to go in the army, but she did not realize that she wouldn't be able to pass the drug. She went and took the drug test, knowing she had done coke at her college interview like 2 days before. Maybe we need to work on some critical thinking skills before we go into the army. Before they give you a gun, like, I'm thinking maybe we need to work on just like deductive reasoning. Why did you go sit for the drug test? Why did you pee in the cup? You knew you did. Like, that didn't, no. Like, I feel like that to me was worse than her doing coke before the interview. The interview was bad, but her going to pee in a cup, knowing she did coke, that would. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? But if that's what Anya wants to do, I'm happy for Anya. I do not support any military of any capacity, so, you know, I can't do too much, but I like Anya and I want Anya to be happy. Next up is really queenie, Holly J. That's really queenie, like, that's my girl. I'm sorry, I don't know what you want me to do about it. We've come so far. I cannot wait to rewatch the show, because Holly J was like the devil incarnate for like seasons, and now she's like everything, which is so funny to me. But like, that's how you write. That's how I love a good mean girl. I love a good reformed mean girl, because a lot of times, especially on this show, especially on Degrassi, like their karma comes back. It does. Like, they don't just get away with things. Like, Paige didn't just get away with the things she did. Holly J didn't. So, you know, Spinner didn't. Like, oh my god, my camera's having a freak out. Anyways, so I miss her. That, like, they graduated halfway through the season, which like confused me, because I always thought graduation was supposed to be like end of the season, but because the season was like 40,000 episodes long, I'm guessing it was like a mid-season finale, which was cool. But love her, miss her. I don't like Katie, who's supposed to, I assume, be the new Holly J. Holly J at least had a fucking personality. Katie don't got nothing going for her. Not to be rude, but she doesn't. But I'm gonna talk about her later. Crazy how far we've come. One thing, I hated the haircut this season. She looked like a language arts teacher. Pissed me clean the fuck off. I'm using this new e.l.f. What is this shit called? It's the dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury thingy. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I'm using the shade 7 because the shade 8 I think was too dark. I guesstimated, and the shade 6 looked too light for me, but I'm trying it. I put my concealer on before and I color corrected because I know this does not have a lot of coverage, but I'm just trying it. Let's see. I'm blending it out with a beauty blender. Oh, it dries pretty quickly actually. It dries much more quickly than I anticipated for a product that looks like this. This is what it's looking like. I did color correct. Okay, the color corrector is still peeking through. I might have put some concealer on top of it. Distracting from the entire video to showcase eye makeup, but that's the point. The match is definitely, it's redder than I usually go for, but it's one of those like they only came out with 8 shades. So it definitely is a lot more red than I would go for, but I'm gonna add some more concealer to hopefully balance it out. But this is what it looks like thus far. I hope you can't tell when I'm like, cause my camera's like flipping and inverting the visuals, so I hope it does not show up that way when I upload it, or so hopefully not. Anyways, love Holly J, very sad that she left, love that she came back in the finale. You know, that's who we wanted. They brought back who we really wanted to see. That's Queenie. Okay, so next I'm gonna skip down to talk about the new people who showed up and jarred me completely, because I was like, you're new? Who are all these new people in the theme song? So we're talking about the grade 9ers. First up, we have Tristan. I don't know what to think of Tristan. Definitely drama and antics. That song they did in front of the entire school was like gold. I loved it. It was so cute. So like, I do like him. I wish what had happened with Adam had never happened, because that was humiliating for both of them. That made me very, very sad, but he hasn't done much. So and honestly, when he was like trying to like sabotage Zig and what's her name, Tori's relationship, I wasn't too mad at him for that, because you know why? Zig is a bad boyfriend. He was trying to make, and Tori wasn't interested in being his friend anymore. She probably was, but she was trying to be like a good girlfriend, so I understand where he was coming from. However, I don't think he needed to make up an insult about Tori to get that across, but you know, they're freshmen. So that's my thoughts on Tristan. Next up is Maya. I don't really know anything about her, but I think she's kind of cool. I think she's kind of a badass. Musical prodigy, clearly. And truth be told, she's gonna pick up that trumpet super quickly, because she's giving prodigy. I do not like how in that last episode, Miss O was like, why did Maya have to go to you to be put into the class she deserved to be put into? And she gave her music, like, why didn't the teacher suggest, why don't we try a new instrument? That's what happened to me. Like, that's what happens when you're in, like, not high school, this is an elementary school. When you, like, get good enough at an instrument where you're, like, at, like, above the class's level, you pick a new one. Why did she have to do that herself? Like, I don't know if they were trying to teach a skill, but that really bothered me, because, like, you're the teacher. You can see that she's more advanced than the entire class. Move her up. Or give her a different instrument. I guess it was like teaching you, like, it's better be a part of something, because the music theory was really boring to her, but I didn't like it. Not me. I didn't like that. Hopefully, this is really wishful thinking. I really hope she doesn't still like Zig. I know that probably is wishful thinking, because there's no way that's gonna end well. There is no possible way that is going to end well, and I'm genuinely terrified for the finalmente of it all. No, that's kind of scaring me. And another reason why I really like Maya, she handled Tori essentially calling her a jealous harlot pretty well. She was like, why doesn't Zig respect you, essentially? And Tori was like, you're jealous because I have a boyfriend and you don't. She handled that pretty well. Like, she could have like completely came back at her, but she just sat there and she was like, because she knew Tori was going through some trouble. So good friend, and also not quick to defend herself when it's not defend herself, but like yell when it's not necessary. I like that. And another reason why I feel bad for Maya, first of all, having Katie as her sister, not because of her issues, because she's unlikable, she's an unlikable person, but also they wouldn't even let, I don't remember why they said she couldn't go to music school. I'm assuming it's because the parents didn't want to drive their kids to two different schools. Maybe it would have cost too much money. It's probably a good reason, but like I would be upset too. I would be upset too if I was a music prodigy, a cello prodigy, and I was stuck in like 9th grade band. And I couldn't like explore my interests. I'd be pretty pissed too. I'm not gonna carve out the top of my brows. I'm gonna try something new. Something new. A little crazy. A little crazy. Okay. Those are my thoughts on Maya. Then Tori. I have no thoughts as of right now because I'm scared to make any. First of all, I didn't realize she was actually a pageant girl. I thought Bianca was just being rude. But she wasn't. She's actually a pageant girl. So I'm wondering like what we're gonna see about that, how it's gonna impact her, because it probably will. Knowing degrassi, it probably will. I really don't want to think that she'll like drop Maya to be popular, but it's not looking good. It's not looking too good. They say friends for now. I want them to be okay. I don't want what happened to like Claire and Allie and that whole thing to take them, because that's a whole different mess amongst itself. So I have really no thoughts on her. She hasn't done much. Finally, in this grade for right now is Zig. A little bothersome. A little bothersome. He hasn't said much or done much, but everything he has done or said has been bothersome. So I can't get behind that. I can't get behind that. Why Tori has to like be late to her first ever cheer practice because you don't have a tripod. Do you understand how his entire issue would have been resolved with a fucking tripod? But no. And he doesn't want to come to any of her events and support her until she has to like kind of force him into it or shame him into it. The mascot is the very least he could have done. Taking the mascot and not having her embarrass herself is honestly the very least he could have done to support her, but I'm glad that he did it because it was getting a bit ridiculous. It was getting a bit ridiculous and it was getting very, 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 very bothersome to me. Okay, we have no powder on yet. I'm gonna use this new it's not new, it's new to me. This Danessa Myricks Evolution powder in the shade 3. Kind of scared because trying new powders is scary because it can like fuck up your whole face, but we're gonna try it. And we're gonna move on to the grade 11s, I assume. I think that's correct. They have to be grade 11 because like Dave is cool now, which is... Anyways, first up is Wesley. I don't know if he's still on this show because I haven't seen him in like 12 episodes or like half a season. So I'm not like completely sure if he's still on the show. I don't know. But he was trying to kill everybody because he wanted to fake having a driver's license. That's all I remember about him this season. He was trying to kill everybody because he wanted to impress a girl with lying and saying he had a driver's license and he was going to get everybody into a car accident. So that was foolish, but it tracks with his personality. So, okay. This is the powder. It's slightly more, in the tub, it's more yellow than the powders I usually use. I use Laura Mercier's Honey, which is definitely lighter than this. This looks like, it's like a kind of like burnt. It looks like if you mix a Laura Mercier, the Dark Deep, and the Honey together. But, looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Okay, so next up we have Connor. Panty stealing. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Like really, really don't piss me off. That was one of the most abhorrent plot lines I've ever fucking seen. Didn't like that. at all. Stealing panties, stealing underwear like it was his job. So that was something. Now he's like back and like now is on the football team, which is fine. And Mo wants to make his, trying to make his life hell despite Mo being a loser. Ha 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 ha. But I have no thoughts on Connor besides that was abhorrent. In the last episode, he said something which I really liked. He was like, I hate when people do things for my own good. When he was talking about like Claire trying to protect Eli, even though she really kind of wasn't. I really like that he said that because that's a really good point. You don't have to do things for other people if they don't like ask you to. Like, so you can just be making it worse, actually, in fact. This is what it looks like. I need to see it in different lighting for me to know if I like this or not. It looks good on camera, but like most things look good on camera. So, you know, but it looks good. It looks good in person. I need to add more blush. I just have significantly less coverage on most of my face than I did before. This is this like elf thing. It's like very light coverage, but it still packs a little bit of a punch. I have not tried the Charlotte Tilbury thing that it's a dupe of because I didn't think I could use it, but I know those shades are like malleable too, but I don't know, I don't have time for that. But anyways, no thoughts on Connor really, not yet. Oh brother, let me drink my water. Because here we fucking go. Here we fucking go. You know who's next on this list? You know who's next on this list we have to discuss? Old tall one. Casey, let's chat. We've chatted numerous times in my live tweet thread. We've chatted numerous times, and since we saw the finale, I assume you've taken what I've said to heart, but I'm gonna reiterate it again to just really make sure you don't pull this bullshit again next season, because I will not be so nice. I will not be so nice. If I see any remnants of this Casey next season, I'm gonna have to be a lot harsher and start coming for things you care about. You understand? Loser! Loser! Essentially. Like, get a life. I'm sorry. We have to, as a society, we have to smite out deadbeat fathers, but also deadbeat present fathers, because you have some nerve, Casey. He has a lot of gall. He has a lot of gall for someone who doesn't do anything. For someone who doesn't do anything. He has a lot of gall. So he's a teenager. So I'm gonna lay off him a little. And he has a deadbeat dad. And so like he's clearly working through trauma about like not wanting to abandon Ty, even though he's not abandoning Ty, he's doing something good for Ty. Like he's working through that. So he has issues, and that is really sad for him, but he needs to speak to a professional about it instead of fucking with Jenna's postpartum and post-separation trauma. Like let's talk to a professional instead of trying to fuck with Jenna's mental health. I'm sorry. I can't excuse you for that because of your issues in the past with your father. You gotta work that out with somebody else besides Jenna and her turbulent emotions, okay? That's just me. Twice, he tried to embarrass her and shame her back into loving him / loving Ty again when they both fucking gave Ty up. You were there. He didn't want to do it, but looky here. You didn't do anything when that baby was there. You trying to make it seem like Jenna like held a gun to his head, forcing him to give it up, when she was the only person besides Casey's mom who took care of the damn baby. You're lucky she even asked you. Let me be as honest as possible. You're lucky she even involved. You're lucky the law mandates that you have to be involved in that decision, because she was the only one caring for that fucking infant. Can anyone find me a scene of Casey changing a diaper, feeding the child, changing the child, or putting him in clothes, or holding him for longer than 5 minutes. Can somebody find it? The reward will be $10,000 and my left pinky toe. If anyone can find it. Because you won't. You won't, because the scenes don't exist. The scenes don't exist. He didn't do anything when the kid was in your custody. How about we run through the things you did do instead of caring for your newborn infant? Let's look here. Listen, by the way, the infant he told Jenna he would be there for to raise. The infant he told Jenna, you can move in with us and we can be a little family. Bull fucking shit. Let's run through it. You got a job. Good, love that. You got a job and you took extra shifts not to make more money for your kid, but to avoid your child and your girlfriend. This is why this is a reason why you need to bring Ty back into your care. Flirting with waitresses at your job where you are avoiding your child. And by the way, you're still going to school. You're still having some semblance of a regular teenage life. But Jenna is the one who had to take a leave of absence. Jenna is the one who had to put her dreams on hold, even though the both of y'all engaged in making the baby. Isn't that fascinating? What excellent commentary on teen dads. Because you know most people who impregnate teenage girls are adults, but the ones who are also teenagers, what excellent commentary on what they're allowed to do versus the women, versus the teenage girls. And while you're at school avoiding your baby and your girlfriend, you're cheating on her with Marisol. Like, where do you guys want me to start? Where do you want me? You didn't do anything when Ty was actually there. So trying to get him back, and not even just trying to get him back, but trying to guilt trip Jenna into like getting him back is sick and twisted. Giving her his old clothes and like baby pictures in the middle of class is sick. That is sick and twisted. Making your poem to like get back at Jenna and like embarrass her in front of the entire class, like everyone doesn't already side-eye her because she was pregnant as a teenager. Don't piss me off. And I don't want the comparisons to Jenna's song about Casey, because he should have taken that shit. You didn't do anything with the baby. The least you could have done is sat there while Jenna called you no good. My blood is boiling. Look at all this time spent trying to essentially emotionally manipulate Jenna instead of finding a fucking hobby. And then look at this. In the last few episodes, he took all that energy and remembered that he was a fucking math prodigy and put that energy into something else and got on the science team. All in the matter of one episode, when he decided to redirect his energy from fucking with Jenna's trauma and trying to bring her down with him, bring her back into his life to mistreat her again. He took that energy and decided to put it into something productive and got on the science team within like 15 minutes. Look at the good that happened when you decided to do something with your life. I'm sweating because it's so fucking hot in here and I can't have the AC on when I'm filming videos, but I'm sweating because he makes me upset. He makes Craig look like a saint, and that's a lot. But I do believe if Craig had been given the resources, he would have been just like Casey. But he really makes Craig look like a saint. Like, wow. Don't do this next season. Don't even think about it next season, because don't leave everyone alone. I need him to leave people alone and to focus on his science until we can go talk to someone about his abandonment issues. Until he can hear a professional say, no, you did not abandon your child. You did what was best, what you and Jenna, the mother who was the one raising the child, thought was best. Like, be for real. He kept on a look to her during class with longing eyes. Girl, the baby's gone. It's gone. It's gone, and you weren't taking care of it when it was here. So you're not getting it back. Like, he acts like Jenna wasn't also going through turmoil, deciding to give up her child. He acts like it was just him who had to deal with stress. Like, be serious for once in your life. Can't. It's maddening. It's literally maddening. The sweat is a lot. Anyways, let's move on. Next up is Adam. I think Adam is in this grade, right? I hope he's doing well. Rarely in this show anymore. I don't know what that's about. Except to get shot. Except to get shot. And when he was not getting shot, Bianca did that fuck shit first, and he forgave her for it, so I forgave her for it, so fine. And then Katie, that sloppiness, and then Tristan with that blind date, that was just sad. And then Dave, he forgave Dave too, so I guess I forgive Dave, but that was a crazy episode. That was a really, really crazy episode, and a whole 5 episodes after. I didn't like any of that. I didn't like no parts of that. But if Adam's okay, I'm okay. But really, where was Adam? They brought him back into the show to get shot. That was scary. Speaking of Dave, I already yelled at one loser today. Let's make it 2. And I know it's gonna sound harsh to call him a fucking loser because of him dealing with him being the reason why, what was her name? Jacinta is in the hospital. And he's having issues with that, as he should. As he should. But I'm correct in to call him a fucking loser, and until he fully changes his ways, I'm going to have to do this. People I don't play about on the show is Allie and Fiona. And now Imogen. I don't play about those 3. I really, really don't. So I don't play about Allie. So Dave was already on my shit list for the transphobia. The screaming of a slur into a school radio and then being like, "Lordy doity doy, why does everyone dislike me?" So he was already on my shit list for that. But if Adam's cool with him now, I'm cool on that. I'll leave it alone. It's just ridiculous that Adam needed to do the segregation now, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever speech to get him to get it. That was very weird to me, but whatever. Now he gets it. So like Dave is like cool now, and so he gets Allie, who's been his dream crush like forever and ever and ever, who he'd been pining over forever and ever and ever. And he finally started acting like a regular person, and then that makes her realize she likes him. And so how surprising. Being a teenage douchebag does not work. How fascinating. So he tells Allie basically, and we know, a bunch of horseshit. That he has changed for her, he got better for her, he worked on himself for her, he wants the person that she deserves, blah, 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 because Allie is so awesome. And then what happened? He fucking cheated on her. I couldn't be less surprised if I tried. I couldn't be less surprised if I fucking tried. You know why? Because when Allie said I'm going to science camp, he started acting a little weird. It went a little possessive too quickly. And here's my thing. You just got together and she's going away for I think it was a whole summer. You can be upset, and you have every right to be upset and to be sad, and you're gonna miss her, etc., etc. But he went the whole I just got you, I can't let you go. She's not a piece of meat. She's not a piece of meat, you know? And it's getting possession, and then you go and cheat on her. How fascinating. She left to improve her life because Allie is that girl, science genius, you know, and he is upset at her. That's what the whole thing was. He was upset that she was leaving, so he's like, I'm gonna get back at her and I'm gonna cheat on her. I'm upset that she's leaving me, so I'm going to hurt her in a way I know will hurt her. Like a buffoon. And then to Jacinta. Her getting hurt was his fault. Completely. I don't know if he needed all those death threats on the whatever, not Splash Face, but I'm watching on Carly, whatever their version of Splash Face is. They were being a little harsh, but they were not wrong. You're the reason she's in the hospital. Like, you are. Like, even before Dave admitted out loud, like, what he did to her and mistreated her, I suspected he did some fuck shit to her because, like, she's snatching your phone and, like, running out of your car in traffic. Like, what did you do? Like, and the whole thing of, like, women are just crazy. Like, I didn't believe that she was just crazy. Like, why is she hell-bent on destroying you and Allie's relationship? Like, what did you do to her? And then he admitted he discarded her and treated her like garbage. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, joy. You know? And now he's feeling guilty, and truth be told, he needs to just sit in it. I don't know how Allie is going to, like, help him, but he needs to also talk to a professional. Him and Casey can go together because it is his fault. If we want to get technical, it is his fault. And he does have some guilt. I mean, he didn't hit her. He didn't hit her with the car. But, like, be serious. Take some responsibility. Some. It doesn't have to be all. I don't want him to, like, die of guilt, but, like, take some. And you're lucky Allie is a good person. Lucky Allie is a good person. That's all I'm gonna say. It is so hot. Anyways, next up is Jenna. Jenna is a mother. I'm sorry, the whole, like, first half of the season, I was like, she's really a mother. Like, she really has a baby. And Jenna's likable now. One thing I can't stand is a deadbeat fucking father. So Jenna, get behind me. I had to start liking her now. Jenna's a mother. She was doing her absolute best to raise Ty as she fucking could. She had no support. The support was from Casey's mom, not Casey. Super, 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 super good. She put all her dreams on hold to take care of the kid, and the dad did not want to do as much as raise a fucking finger, despite promising that he would. And we don't see Jenna discuss how hard it was giving up Ty for her, but we get, like, bits and pieces of how much it did tear her up. And she's still missing him. And Casey playing all these mind games with her is fucking evil and sick. I'm sorry. We know why he's doing it, because, you know, he feels like he doesn't want to abandon a kid like his father did him, but it's still not nice, for lack of a better word, to try to drag Jenna into your bullshit because you can't talk to somebody about your issues. Like, she's going through her own turmoil because she gave up her son. Like, she needs to get a restraining order if he does that shit again. If he brings her baby pictures of her fucking infant that she gave up for adoption again, she needs to get a restraining order. Just, that's sick. Besides that, her stealing Jake away from Claire, I'm sorry, that is so funny to me. I'm sorry, Claire, I have to laugh just a little bit. A little bit. You can't, like, Claire can't date Jake though. Like, that's your stepbrother, so somebody else has to. But Jenna really said, I'm gonna double back again, and I'm gonna steal your boyfriend again. She said snatchies. Again. One other one, thank you. Like, that was really funny to me. And now, like, Jenna, like, before they all, like, made up and stuff, which I loved how this whole grade made up, because they were like the little prodigy kids, and then they all started hating each other for no reason. For good reason, actually. And now Jenna has your bestie, Claire, had Allie. Like, because what did Claire do? Let's just talk about Claire. What did Claire do to Allie to make her go hang out with Jenna again? So Claire, I didn't really mind her and Jake, you know, before their parents got married. I just wanted her to get over Eli a little bit. I knew she still loved him and Eli still loved her, but I needed her to heal what Eli broke for her just a little bit. But once Jake became her stepbrother, they were living on borrowed time. And they knew they were living on borrowed time, but I'm like, you were living on very, very, very borrowed time. They kept breaking up, making up, all that stuff because they knew what they were doing was wrong. First of all, Jake was wrong for that whole, like, marriage shit and, like, acting like he didn't know Claire was serious about their relationship. You're either a buffoon or, like, you're mean. Like, it's one of the two. How did you not think Claire was taking your relationship seriously, to, like, marriage seriously? That was obvious to everybody involved. She's a fucking writer. All they do is read very deeply into things. Like, Jake, what's going on? What's going on there? Not getting angry, like, getting angry at Allie, but not Jake for Jake kissing her is crazy. And now I know. so Jake lied to her because and said that Allie kissed him first, but he kissed her back. This is why I have to, this is not what I want to see. He kissed her back. Like, a kiss is not, you did not find like Allie like on top of him holding a fucking gun to his head. He kissed her back. And she dropped Allie like a hot potato. Like, it was giving she wanted to call her all types of whores and harlots and stuff for taking her boyfriend. Like, when has Allie ever like really truly hurt you like that before? Couldn't even give her like the benefit of the doubt or anything. Like, it was just a lot. And I was like, Claire, you're kind of low down and nasty for that. Like, a little. Like, that was uncalled for. I have to find my lip liner. What the fuck? Why can't I find my lip liner? You discarded her. Like, and you, like, I'm glad they made up, and but I wish her apology had been slightly more sincere. Like, she's like, I wish I had a friend that I could depend on. You're the reason you and Allie don't speak anymore, though. Like, you're the one who cut her off and treated her like just like a pariah. Because your boyfriend kissed her. You're the reason why you don't have any friends to depend on. You notice how nobody fucking liked you? You came to ask for help from the newspaper, and they were all like, why would we? Why? You're the one who called Allie's problems pedestrian because you make your life into a soap opera. And Claire's life is like a soap opera. I'm not gonna deny that, it is. But like, be serious. Just for a little bit. Like, I just wish she had a better apology. And like, Claire's life is like a soap opera, so I'm gonna be nice to her for a minute, because her home life, could you imagine? First of all, Claire is very clearly having like a religious slash like just like societal norm crisis because her mom got a divorce. Like, she's clearly having an issue with that her idea of like marriage and like the perfect relationship is like gone because her dad cheated numerously on her mom, and her mom had the courage to leave. And then her mom started dating, and it was like Claire thought her mom was a fucking hoe. Like, the whole time she was dating, and she was being according to like what Claire had been taught and what Darcy was taught. Like, Claire is so Darcy's fucking little sister. And it's clear that in their house, they had been taught some pretty horrible things about like women and women dating and like divorce and like things like that. So she's having a lot of trouble like understanding like that's not how the real world works, and like women can do what they want. I think she was having some trouble with that. And then she took it out on Jenna at their dinner, like she called her fertile. I think she wanted to call her a whore. Like, I think calling her fertile was Claire's way of essentially calling her a whore. Like, it was a lot. Like, that was crazy. And then her mom like meets this guy really, really quickly, and they get married and move into their that's a lot for a kid. That's a lot for a teenager, especially who's already going through like a bad breakup. Like, her breakup with Eli was not just like we grew apart. Like, that was some like they're like basically love tied, and they went through some like very emotional shit. She's going through a lot, and then to have that happen with her mom, it's a lot. And the guy that she liked who was helping her get over Eli is now her stepbrother. Like, and her mom is no fucking help. Claire in that episode was like screaming at her mom like, I need to talk about this. Like, I need to talk about this. We can't keep on just like acting like nothing is happening. And her mom, if this was so just like, it tracks so much for what her household would be like. Her mom was like, I don't know what you want from me. Claire was screaming, I need to talk about this. I need someone to talk to. This is like, I feel like I'm going pretty much like off the wall. And they wonder why she got into a fucking cult. Like, it wasn't even a cult. I wish it was a cult because that would have made more sense. But her almost getting caught up with like drug dealers and shit. And that was because her mother pushed her out of their fucking house. That is her mom's fault. Like that whole, like her getting caught up with those people who just wanted to use her as a drug mule, that is her mother's fault. That is her mother's fault. And then her dad, like her saying, I want to live with you guys. And her dad would be like, we don't have room. Why? You have it. I mean, he doesn't have full custody, but I don't know their custody agreement, but why do dads with children get 1-bedroom apartments? So your child can't visit. What's up with that? Can somebody answer me that? Why you have children? I mean, I don't know who Darcy is currently bothering, but I know she's bothering somebody. So you have 2 children and the 1-bedroom apartment, and his new wife has kids too? Like talking about there's no room. That doesn't make any sense to me, but I'll leave him alone for right now. Even though he cheated on Claire's mom, so fuck you. But like, no wonder she ended up in a cult adjacent situation. No wonder. Look at the home life. So I do feel bad for Claire, actually. She has issues that she takes out on everybody the fuck else. But it's because of look what's happening behind closed doors. Alright. Next up is Queenie. Allie, Queenie. First of all, if grade 9 Allie could see Allie now, look at her. She's fabulous. She's always been fabulous, but she is fabulous. I'm not addressing Dave again, but that was a disaster. And she was so vulnerable with him. Like the first, she told him all of why she has trust issues. Like she really does like him, which is why I'm trying not to be too harsh because I want her to be happy, but I'm just like, look at her growth over the years. Look at where she's come from. And Dave trying to like get her back by making Model UN essentially into his soap opera with the girl he cheated on her with was a lot. Like, give me a break. However, I will be on Dave's side for one thing and one thing only. When Allie wanted him to meet her parents and she like changed everything about him, that was weird. And probably slightly anti-black. Not probably. Definitely. So I'm on Dave's side for that. But Allie is a legend, she is an icon, and she is the moment. Like she really, look at her, she's about to rule the fucking school. Like that's really sister, that's really queen. So love Allie. Her gambling problem, that was hilarious. I'm sorry, I was like, this is random. Because she was like really good at it. I'm actually very happy that Dave was there because she would have lost that tuition money. She would have not been able to go to science camp and we would have been right back where we started with her parents not trusting her. Like when that evil little girl gave her the cigarette instead of her, we would have been right back where we fucking started. So thank you, Dave. And I'll admit, I will give props where props are due. Thank you. So those are all the grade 11s, I think. Now we're moving on to the seniors. I'm excited because I think they're all fun. Except for 2. Yeah, more like 1. First up is Eli. First off, can someone tell me if I missed her? I feel like everyone knew he was bipolar. I feel like I thought his parents and his teachers knew he was bipolar since last season. I knew that he was bipolar since last season, but I thought I knew that because it was said before. Was it not said before? Now it seems like he was potentially like misdiagnosed with something else, and now they know he's bipolar, but for some reason I thought we knew he was bipolar, at least his parents and teachers knew he was bipolar this entire time. Like when they said it this season, it was like it was brand new information, and I was like, I thought this was already known, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm glad he's found things to be passionate about that are not Claire. I'm really happy for him with that because he kept trying to win her back, and for his safety and her safety, they need to stay away from each other for at least a couple months. They do love each other and I want them to work it out, but this holiday break now, it's in between season 11 and 12, is really needed because they need space. He has been healing this entire time and I'm really proud of him. And like Claire has been healing as well, but we want to make sure that what happened before does not happen again. We don't want something of like that play to happen again. That was very a la Cody Sprouse from, not Cody Sprouse, Cody Martin from A Sweet Life on Deck. Like, that was very him, and he needed fucking help for that too. That was ridiculous. But I like Eli. I do like Eli. I think he's funny. I like that he's friends with Fiona and Imogen now, because that was not working with him and Imogen. That whole tit for tat, that was not working. So I like him. I like this new friend group. I hope like they stay. I really hope they stay friends until they graduate, because I like them all like together. I think it's super fun. I know him and Claire are eventually gonna get. I just need them both to like develop into their own persons, separate from each other, before they get back together again. For all of our sanity. For all of our sanity, that is what needs to happen. The holiday can be enough. I want them both to be happy, and I think they'll be happiest together, but we just need a little bit more time apart so that we can truly be our happiness together. Because you saw how in that, like, the last scene when they were together, Claire was like, she was not afraid of hurting him, she's afraid of getting hurt herself. I don't want that to happen to her again, because she doesn't even have really a good support system at home to like talk things out with. Like, that's something that's very different about Eli. Like, her mom loves her and shit, but from how her mom reacted to that made me very uneasy about the entire home. So I need somebody for Claire, and she's friends again with Allie and Jenna, and I want Casey, fine, and Connor and stuff. So I need more of a support system for her. And Eli can help with that. I think they'd be really, really cute together. I just need them to develop independently first. Okay? Okay, just for a little bit. I think the holiday break will be good. Good for the both of them. Next up is Imogen. I love Imogen. I think she's hilarious. I think she is actually so fucking funny. I think she's cool. First of all, I love her hair. I love her hair. I would have done my hair like that had I watched the show in 7th grade with my braids. I would have done my hair like that because she looks so cool. This is the shit that pisses me off about fucking bullying, but it's pretty accurate for 2011. When they said like Anya's class 2011, I was like shocked, because I was like, I don't know why I thought this was later in time, but it makes perfect sense that this is 2011. Anyways, like, they were bullying her because her hair wasn't straight. Not straight, they were bullying her because she didn't wear her hair down. Imogen's hair was weird because she didn't wear it down and on a side part, like Marisol and Katie. Y'all's hair don't move. Y'all's hair has no volume. Your hair has no bounce. It has no flow. There's nothing interesting about your hair. So you gotta make fun of Imogen because her hair is interesting? No. No. Thirdly, her and Eli, significantly better as friends. Whatever the hell, that era of like him and her playing cat and dog with his mental health was nonsensical. Her framing Claire for being a dealer, like, Imogen was lost in the sauce. Forgive my sister. She was just, that's not who she is. That's not who she is in here. She was just lost in the sauce, you know? And we have grown since then. Don't even really worry about it. Like, don't even worry about it. One thing Imogen's gonna do is ride for her friends, and she was riding for Fiona even as Fiona was trying to throw her under the bus. Imogen was still riding for Fiona. That's why I said she likes her this whole time. I feel like it was very obvious, but Fiona was still like, I do not see. I do not see. So like, her and Eli romantically, no for me. But as friends, super fun. That whole friend group I love. And she's not afraid to march the beat of her own drum, which, like, that's everything. Exactly. And yeah, we're gonna ignore that era of her and Eli working together on the play. We're gonna ignore that. Just like as a principle. Because times have changed. She needed a friend. She needed a friend so fucking bad. And Fiona needed a friend so fucking bad. So I'm happy they have come together, okay? And speaking of Fiona Queenie. Fiona's always been Queenie. First of all, Queenie with the most turbulent season I've ever seen. Like, where do we start? First, Charlie. Now, let me not do too much, but how old was Charlie? I'm not gonna do too much, but how old was Charlie? Because it was giving too old for any of that foolishness to happen. I get she was desperate, but why are you moving in with someone who's in high school? I know she needed a place to stay, but Fiona was very clearly head over heels in love with her, and she knew, like, you don't do things like that. She knew she had a girlfriend, and she also knew that Fiona was in high school. I don't know if Canada's different, but it doesn't seem that different to me. Okay, so, and then why you're digging into her, like going low when you knew she had just relapsed was a lot. Like, she lost your cat, and like you have a very right to be upset, and I would too, but she went too low. She went too low for me. And that relapse episode, it was just tears. It was just tears for me. I was like, Fiona's come so far, and she still is so far. Like, she's going through an entire journey, and like, there's going to be bumps, and there's going to be hardships, and she's able to like still develop as a person through that. I like how they kind of like it's not always going to be a perfect journey, and they showed that, but it still made me sad. Finally, Fiona has an actual friend group. I'm like because I was very nervous. How nervous she was about Holly J leaving, I was equally as nervous, because I was like, where are your friends? Like, where are your friends? And she did. Oh, Fiona. She was trying to be friends with those people and throw Imogen under the bus when they were literally making fun of the fact that she was an alcoholic. They didn't know she was the alcoholic, but they were making fun of it. And Imogen still was trying to defend her, and Fiona was like, ew, why would you say something like that? Like, I knew that episode, I was like, she's not gonna act like this past an episode. Fiona's too good to be friends with Marisol and Katie. So I was still nervous, but it only lasted one episode, and she's never done that shit again. She's never done that shit again. Like, and what's crazy is in the last episode, like, Fiona and Imogen were like, we want to take over Student Gov and stuff. They could have done so by like literally spreading that Katie is in rehab and making fun of her and doing the things that Katie and Marisol would have done if if it had been like Fiona, for example. They could have done that, but they didn't. They didn't. Katie and Marisol, they didn't. But you guys did. But I'm really happy she has a fucking friend like that, and like, I'm happy that they realized that they both like each other, but I'm just happy that she has people to talk to. Cause once Holly J left, I really was like, what the fuck is she going to do? I was like, what the fuck is she going to do? Because it's giving terrifying. I was terrified, but everything is better now. Okay, next up is Bianca. Adam forgave Bianca, so I forgive Bianca. Bianca's kind of that girl. Like, kind of that girl, and I have to love a girl who causes all this commotion just by simply existing. It's hilarious how Bianca is the problem when Drew was the one who wanted to act like a fucking Avenger. Like, he was the one who wanted to act all big and bold with Vince. Like, Bianca, get behind me. I'm sick of this entire town treating her like some Jezebel. Like, it's getting out of hand. Drew was the one who wanted to prove his manhood and get bucked with Vince, who had multiple weapons. Like, he's the one who did that. Everyone is acting like Bianca, like, seduced him into the deviant lifestyle. And, like, Bianca's a victim. Bianca's a victim. And speaking of that, in like the second to last episode, we finally see her guardian. Where the fuck have you been? Where the fuck have you been? This Vince man has been pimping out, I think she's her aunt, your niece, taking advantage of her, getting her caught up in all kinds of drug deals and chaos, and you were where exactly? And you were where exactly while Bianca was being taken advantage of? Can someone please explain that to me? And the whole town, like, and the school think she's like a siren or some shit. Like, they're just pissed that they're all oh no, they're Canadian. The like all Canadian boy Drew like was madly in love with. That's what they're mad about. They're mad that Drew loves her and doesn't like that ginger cracker the way like he likes her. That's it. That's it. Like, that's really it. And they really try to make her out to be like this, just like whore. And I'm like, Drew was the one who wanted to act big and bold and brazen with Vince. He made that conscious choice himself. Like, Bianca was not manipulating. They act like she was like holding his puppet strings and making him do that for her. She didn't do that. But it's easier to believe that, isn't it? That he could actually be doing something that he could actually be trying to protect her and like out of love for her. It's easier to believe that Bianca's just controlling him like a puppet. How bizarre. How bizarre. But I like Bianca. I think she's funny. And I think she's gonna go far in life. I hope so, at least. And I hope Vince dies. Next up is Mo. If he didn't act like a third grader every 3 episodes, I would say he's really, really funny. If he didn't act like that. Making fun of Connor is such low-hanging fruit. You're a loser, and I'm glad Connor catfished your ass. And that, putting gum in Marisol's hair because you like her, he's a senior, right? Anyways, I do like him and Marisol together, despite that. I don't know. I think they're what each other needs, if Marisol just gets over her issues. And Mo stops acting like an 8-year-old. This heat wave is ruining my life. Anyways, next up is Jake. I don't know how I didn't realize he wasn't in the same grade as Claire. I thought he was in the same grade as Claire. Anyways, I don't trust this one. I didn't have my guard up on Jake for a little bit because there were so many white boys to keep track of. I couldn't even think about him. However, he didn't do anything. Like, I didn't know his deal for like most of this season, and that made my guard go up over time. Because I was like, what? Why are you here? Like, what are you here for? And look, you a lie for lying on Allie's name like that. You destroyed Claire's only friendship because you knew you were worried she wouldn't take you back if you told the truth. And what's the issue with that, class? Let's discuss. What's the issue with if you have to withhold or twist the truth to get what you want? What's that called? What's that called, class? What is it? This is I said at a school. What is that called? He's so wrong for that. He's wrong for that, so I don't like him for that. Him and Claire couldn't date anyway, though. But he's still wrong for lying on Allie's name like that because Allie would never. Essentially. Like, yeah, she kissed him and that wasn't great, but do we not remember what literally happened 20 minutes earlier? So lay off. Again, he didn't know Jenna's history of like boyfriend stealing, but it's just so funny to me how that happened twice. Jenna said mine snatchies twice. Like, Jenna stole KC, Marisol stole KC, Jenna stole Jake. Like, that is all you can do is laugh. Like, I'm sorry, Claire, I'm laughing at your expense, but I have to for a little bit. Just to listen a little bit, as a treat. Next up is Owen. I don't know what you want me to say. What do you do successfully, Owen? What do you do successfully? Not have a girlfriend, not be a good person, not even really be a good brother. So I ask again, what does Owen do successfully besides bother humanity? Can someone detail it for me? I don't even know why Anya gave you the type of day. I know why she's a white woman and that's what white women do, but essentially ill. Like, he hasn't done anything overtly nasty this season besides his whole like church girl shit with Anya, which is so weird. I need him to get a life and I need him to find a purpose besides bothering human beings. I wonder what he would be able to accomplish if he set his mind to anything else. I'm curious. Anyways, next up is Drew. He's so wrong for letting everyone throw Bianca under the bus. Yes, he was dealing with issues, many issues, but But he's wrong for that. You've been in love with her this entire time, and you let all of Degrassi Nation think she was the problem. You were the one who wanted to get fucking gangster, okay? Like, you were the one who decided to train to fight Vince at prom. Like, be for real. Now, Vince is a punk. He got beat up fair and square by a high schooler and got his masculinity challenge, so that's why he's shot everywhere. But Drew should not have given in to that. But he had his own masculinity, feeling weak, feeling like he couldn't be a man because he got jumped. Drew, you got jumped. There was no getting out. Like, that is not your fault. You are not weak because you got jumped. They jumped you. All four of them decided to attack you. You're in high school. Like, only the Hulk could have gotten out of that. They're the weak ones for needing four of them to jump you. Like, but he didn't realize that because he didn't want to talk to nobody. Because he didn't want to act like he had PTSD for a little bit. But I guess he realized, so you know what? It's okay. And he probably still does have some PTSD, but hopefully he's healing, because Adam was like, something's wrong here, which was true. But now I really have no opinions on Drew. Like, compared to the other guys in the show, he's kind of a saint. I mean, besides the fact that he was dating Katie while being deeply, deeply in love with Bianca, that's pretty fucked up. But like, compared to another student, he doesn't beat up students for being themselves, and he doesn't try to emotionally manipulate his ex-girlfriend into getting their baby back. He didn't do either of those two things, so I'm gonna let him live. I'm gonna let him live for the rest, for a little bit, okay? It's okay. Next up is Katie. I have not been able to formulate an opinion on her because I don't think she knows who she is. Katie is one of the most easily swayed human beings I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't know if she has any principles. I don't know if she has a personality, and I don't know if she knows who she is, because I don't think she has a spine. This Oxy situation is related to that, but I don't want to fault her for it because it is related to that. She's a mess. When she first took it, it was very clear she has a void. She has a deep void that she does not know how to fill. I don't even know if she realized that there might be that like she's unhappy. I think she realizes she's unhappy, but she doesn't know how to fix it. She doesn't want to go to the root of her problems. So she decided to fill the void with oxycodone. And her getting mad when Maya calls her out was understandable, but still very, very sad. And it's also very sad that her little sister and the deviant she tricked into getting her to meet a plug were the only people who noticed that she had like a problem. Like, Drew kind of was like something's off here, but like shushed it away when Katie was like, I'm fine. But it was really her little sister and Bianca who, what she did to Bianca was very fucked up. What she did to Bianca was very, very fucked up, and Bianca's a very good person. Let me tell you something. Bianca's a very, very good person. Okay? So like, I think she has issues, clearly, but like, I think it's deep. I think it's much deeper than like her, like if Oxy wasn't there, it would have been something else. Maybe not even a drug, but it would have been another unhealthy coping mechanism because she has deeper problems. And remember when her and Marisol almost killed each other over fucking Drew of all people while he's been in love with Bianca this entire damn time? That was sad. Like, what? That's your best friend, supposedly? They're best friends? They have issues. They both have some issues we need to work out. We need to work out rapidly. She clearly, I mean, she was right the whole time about Bianca. She was right. But she clearly has some sort of like deep-rooted insecurities, not feeling like she's enough, despite being so successful in her, like, outwardly in life. Something inside is not there. Like, she's clearly having that perfectionist struggle that white girl at your high school went through. The ones who were always like on the surface appeared perfect. They go through this issue, and I really hope she's able to find somebody to talk about, because Marisol does not seem very receptive of anything. Like, either way, like Katie does not seem receptive of Marisol's problem. Marisol does not seem receptive of Katie's problems. They gotta work some things out and figure out what it means to be friends with somebody. Because I wouldn't be holding an eating disorder over my friend's head. I wouldn't be calling somebody a hussy home wrecker if she was my friend. You know, like, yeah. And speaking of, lastly, we have Marisol. We have some very serious shit to work through with this one. She has issues. I don't know what they are because we don't know anything about her life yet. We just know that she's mean, which is like everyone else gets a little backstory except for her. Holding an eating disorder over your best friend's head is... Can we have one crush who isn't in relationship limbo? And then we got Mo, which I actually do like for her. Like, her deal, like, why is she so mean? Like, I hope we learn in season 12 why she's so mean. Like, setting Imogen up because you think her hair is weird is bizarre. Like, she doesn't like Imogen because Imogen is different. That's weird. Why does that fucking bother you? Smoking weed you found in somebody's couch that looks like clumped together like diced Brussels sprouts is also a bizarre choice, but I'll leave you alone for that. Making fun of someone for being an alcoholic, like, where is your humanity? Don't know what's going on. Wrestling with liking Mo because he's fat and not because he put gum in your hair is... Be serious. And the thing is with that, Mo is no uglier than any boy you've tried to literally steal from anybody else. Like, you were cozied up with KC at movie night. Be serious. Be serious. But she doesn't want to be. I want to support her so bad. 'Cause I do like Mean Girls. Like, I need, if you do what Holly J did and turn this attitudinal problem into something productive, I will support you. But it's looking like we're a while ways from that. Because she's just mean for no reason. Can we get to know, I mean, do we get to know the reason? Because this whole season we haven't learned a thing about Marisol. Like, not one thing about her life. And I'm like, is it because she doesn't have a sister? Like, so she doesn't get like the home life spiel thing that everyone else does? But like, what makes her like this? It's like, there has to be a reason, I think. Like, I don't know though. So those are all the characters. I hope I didn't forget anybody. I'm sorry if I did. So my favorite characters, as you can imagine, Fiona, Imogen, and Allie, Queenies, and Holly J, but she's not on the show anymore. So least favorite character, I don't really know. It's between the lanky, troubled former father or Dave for what he did to Allie. Like, she's so nice to you. The thing is, he didn't need to be like, I've changed for you. I've become a better person for you. I've done everything to get you because you deserve like more than what I was before. He didn't need to say any of that. And he cheated on her to get back at her for going to fucking science camp. That's why he cheated on her, to get back at her for going to fucking science. I can't take you seriously for that. I'm sorry. Dave, you're gonna have to do something to win me back over because it's not looking good right now. And Allie actually does like you, so I think I'm gonna have to still see you with her for an extended period of time. And I can't be down with that until you apologize profusely. I also need Claire to apologize a little bit better to Allie. You have issues yourself because her issues are very serious, but that apology to me was not great. Being like, I wish I had a friend I could have depended on is a bad, it's not a good statement to make in an apology. I really hope KC gets some help because, you know, he got on the science team within 15 minutes of him taking his energy and putting it into something productive. Imagine what, maybe he will cure cancer. Maybe, who knows what he'll be able to accomplish now that he's gonna stop fucking bothering Jenna. So, I'm excited for season 12. Actually really excited because I'm like, where the fuck is this gonna go? And it's Degrassi, so it's gonna go to hell. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on season 11 of Degrassi. Don't spoil anything. Don't do that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Those are my thoughts on Degrassi season 11. I had a lot of fun watching it. So the show is like, I didn't know the show could get more dramatic. I thought like we'd hit a peak. But no, apparently the fuck not. Apparently I was completely wrong. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to follow me on social media, it should be linked down below. And if you want to check out some of my recent videos, they should be on your screen right about now. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hoping you're staying safe and healthy. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.